Hey guys, thank you for clicking this video. Just to let you know, this is a segment from my live streams that I do Sunday through Friday. Once again, if you want to catch the live stream, that is going to be Sunday through Friday, 6:30 Mountain Time. And if you don't know what time that is in your time, go ahead and Google it. But once again, enjoy the video, subscribe, and like this video. Back to the video. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next segment. This one's going to be a hefty one. When it comes to these type of debates like Jubilee, where it's like dang near 2 hours long, we're not going to cover the entire video, but I found 3 conversations that I think are worth magnifying and conversating. Like, this is at its core a Republican mindset here. And I don't want to say all Republican voters think the same, but like it doesn't sway too far from what we're about to hear. And when it comes to Mr. Luke Beasley, like I said, I've watched his content. I prefer him over any other liberal. I'm a progressive, so you guys already know how I feel about liberal policies. But if it's someone that I don't mind listening to and actually learn some things from, is Mr. Luke. Okay, so we're going to get straight into the video. Boomer brain, yeah, definitely. I have a set of notes here, but I want to give it to you guys as this. I guess they switch the subjects, so we can kind of get some substance. Because trust me, I watched the entire debate almost twice because I had to go through it again. I almost hated myself. Like, listening to them, something in my brain was like, this is not good for you. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I think this is worse than smoking and drinking. Listening to Trump supporters, I hate to say it, listening to them talk is bad for your health. Okay, so once again, I did it for you guys. So hey, if you wanna subscribe, if you wanna become a member, hey, know that I'm doing this for you. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's see. Boom here. Let's pause. And when it comes to these videos, we have to throw on the blockers. Yes, these ones here. Once again, this is for copyright purposes. I don't like just playing audio that just sounds weird. So this is what this is for here. Copyright purposes. Don't be in the comments like, what is the black lines for? This is what it's for. Okay. Squint real hard. Hold your phone back. You won't even see the lines. Okay. But let's get into our first portion here, which is at 8:37. All right, so the first question is, Maganomics is terrible for the country. Now, hater blocker. So the first, throughout all the conversations under this category here, was tariffs. I done made like maybe 10 videos talking about tariffs. We did a really in-depth teaching on tariffs. Okay, once again, if you don't know, go ahead and watch the videos. But tariffs, a tariff is a tax or duty that a government places on goods imported from other countries. Is used to protect domestic industries by making foreign products more expensive or to raise revenue for the government. Once again, this is not a tool to just be like willy-nilly, I'm going to use because I'm angry at other countries. No. It's like you're a surgeon and now you're doing brain surgery and now you want to use a hammer. No, I'm sorry. It's not going to work. But when it comes to these guys here, they seem to not understand that.
To your seat.
You.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Luke,
Hello.
doing a good job over there, buddy. You're tough.
Thank you. Let's see what you got for me.
Let's go.
So you agree Trump's lying when he says foreign countries pay the tariff?
I don't say he's lying,
But he's wrong.
but I'm saying it's not the complete truth.
It's not true at all.
All right. Sorry to pause. I know we just got into it, but that is flag number one. Flag number one is if they can't simply agree what a tariff does to its citizens. Citizens are paying for it. The company's either going to eat that up, or 9 times out of 10, they're going to pass it down to the consumers. There's no, oh, he's kind of telling the truth, or maybe a different person. Like, no, that's what it does. So if you can't build a conversation on facts, why the hell we here then? But let's continue.
Because everybody is involved in who's paying tariffs. Ultimately, it's the companies doing business, but then ultimately it ends up with the consumer. So I have some good feelings about tariffs. I have some not so good feelings. But what I like about it is he's stirring up the pot. He's stirring up the conversation. And what I like about that is he's got the world talking.
Stirring?
Yeah.
I don't want to stir if I have to pay more.
I do.
Stop stirring.
I do.
You want to pay more?
I want to stir it up.
You want to stir it up.
Absolutely. So
you want
I like
to
the
lose
world.
jobs, which we have.
No,
happened
I don't like
last
jobs.
month.
Oh.
I don't like
we
that.
lost jobs in June for the first time since the first time Trump was president.
I don't like
All
losing
by-
jobs. And I agree with you. I don't like losing
and-
jobs.
well,
but
So he wants to stir the pot. He wants to, cause some commotion. He wants a president to go in there and mess things up, like literally. But when it comes to paying higher in X, Y, and Z goods, when it comes to losing jobs, when it comes to not being able to find a job, oh, you don't want that kind of stirring up. Then what the hell are you talking about? That's literally what he's doing. That's literally what tariffs would do if not used properly and careful. You're going to make things difficult for the average American. But no, let's just stir some things. Bro, get out of here.
what I
Why
like
would we
is
say it's fun to stir
we
it
have
up?
to get excited about what's possible and the future for our country and what we're calling Maganomics. I'm excited because it's based in capitalism. It's based in free trade. It's based in getting the world involved.
How
it's
is
based in
tariffs
bringing
free trade? That's the opposite of free trade.
it's an attachment to trade, and people are going to negotiate the number. I mean, you know the history of tariffs. It used to be this, and now it's that, and now it's becoming a new thing. But tariffs are just a part
What does
of
that mean? I don't know.
Tariffs are just a part of doing business. It's just
no.
that's all
It's
it
a
is.
trade. It's a trade barrier. It's a tax.
It can be a barrier, but you negotiate.
well,
if you don't
wait.
negotiate in business,
Again, just so everyone knows here, in case you're next, I don't think you can never use tariffs for anything. There are certain critical
We're in
industries,
agreement.
but Trump is using them on everything, on
that's
all of
one
these
thing
countries.
that he has so many strategies.
causing-
Luke. Strategies. You need multiple strategies.
Have you met him?
AI,
Strategies.
AI. Look at AI. Look what he's
If
doing.
you wanna,
He's
if you wanna
made
do like
the claim.
semiconductor tariffs, that would be one thing. But instead, he's doing it on
Semiconductors is a
on
good category.
Brazil
I'm glad
and
we agree
coffee.
on that. A great negotiator doesn't limit himself. He takes as much as he can and he puts it here.
Those are
and
just
then
like
we come up.
floating fun
Negotiations
words.
are real, bro.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, they're real.
He's not
If you
negotiating
don't
with most of the countries. He's sending letters with just, this is your tariff rate. And then we pay more for
tariffs is one thing. Let's move on to something else.
Hey, great point. I would understand going to these countries like we talked about. Brazil, we didn't have no issues with tariffs there, but he slapped it on them anyway. Canada, hey, go up there, talk to the people, negotiate. I thought Trump was the great negotiator, but just slapping tariffs on everyone and then doing the whole taco thing. Like, okay, never mind, I'm joking. Oh, guess what? There's tariffs. Okay, we'll wait in 30 days. Guess what? There's tariffs. Like, no, that sounds like you don't know what you're doing. That sounds like you're just sticking, seeing what sticks, throwing whatever out there, seeing what sticks. No. But once again, this is the guy that bankrupt how many casinos? Like, can we just be honest? How many casinos where people are literally throwing their money at you and you bankrupt? But this is the guy in tariffs. All right, got you.
This is the main thing. Okay, well, let's go next to, I think, demand side economics, where you really invest in communities that need it and are going to be the quickest to spend that dollar, is a much more effective way to stimulate the economy, as opposed to like supply side trickle down economics.
Demand I'm all for demand
And
economics.
Trump is doing the most trickle-down, insane redistribution of wealth from the bottom to the top with his big, beautiful bill.
No.
The largest cut to
No.
Medicaid ever, nearly $1 trillion
we
over
need
a
to
decade.
trim things. We need to tighten
Wait,
things.
wait. He lowered
Look,
taxes.
I'm on Social Security, bro. You think I don't worry about this?
He lowered
I worry
tax
about
rates
this.
for the richest Americans.
I'm for that. I'm
While
for
he's
that
taking
because
money
they're
from
the
the
ones,
poorest Americans?
because the richest people are business owners, and they're who are creating jobs. Without jobs in America, Luke, you know this. Without a job, Luke, in America, without a job, you have nothing. You have no shot at anything.
Right.
It's the most important thing.
Ripping away funds to critical programs hurts
This is a
people's community.
capitalist-
They now have less money. They have less
We got to
ability
tighten. We
to
got to
spend
tighten up.
money.
We got to.
Oh my God. Like it's a battle going on in his brain. He just said, hey, I'm relying on Social Security. Okay. But now in the same breath, you're saying, hey, this government needs to trim down on some things. If they're willing to trim down on something as important as Medicare, which is helping how many people? If they're willing to trim that down, but not trim, I don't know, the Pentagon spending. I mean, that might be a great place to start, right? The military spending. I don't know. Maybe not giving $75 billion to ICE. Let them dudes use gear or something. I don't know. But the places to trim down is the area where majority of Americans are relying on that. Okay. Welcome to the MAGA experience.
in the
tighten up.
community.
We give too much
just,
out.
Let's just
Too
focus.
much.
Let's just focus.
Did you
Let's
just
focus.
shush me, Luke?
I did.
Come on,
I
that's
apologize.
disrespectful.
I apologize.
All right,
Okay.
you're forgiven.
I apologize. But
Shushing me. Get out of here.
hey, Luke better be careful. Okay, Luke is a small guy. Okay, this guy will look. That smile and that laugh concerns me. Okay, the way he hit that table, he just has to look like as if he beats his wife. Okay, I don't know for a fact if he does, but I'm just saying, if we can stereotype some people, this guy right here will drink a few energy drinks, a few Red Bulls, and he's slapping people at home. Okay, I'm just saying, Luke, be careful.
But do you agree? Let's just focus.
Okay, I'm focused.
At the same time that he did one of the biggest giveaways to the wealthiest 1%, he's also, which is increasing our debt, he's also cutting Medicaid. So it's not about tightening up because he's increasing the debt with these tax cuts for the rich.
Medicaid.
And he's cutting Medicaid. That's not tightening up. It's expanding, but for the rich.
I can talk about Medicaid. Medicaid has been taken advantage of.
You slapped my hand.
Well, I hope it's okay. Medicaid has been taken advantage of. People are getting Medicaid. They don't deserve Medicaid. They don't qualify for Medicaid. It's not okay. So I like it.
wait.
I like that he trimmed Medicaid.
$1 trillion
I support
over
that.
a decade is going to cut a bunch of people who do rely on it, who aren't scammers
Well, we
or
need
fraudsters.
to get them
That's
healthy.
just mathematically
we
true.
need to get them healthy. I focus on let's get the population healthy. We got a bunch of sick.
So before he gets to this point here, if there is fraud, if there is something wrong with, I guess, people who don't deserve Medicare, which, okay, that's a crazy thing to think, but let's just adopt that idea. Your solution is to cut funding, to close rural hospitals and clinics. Cut the funding. That'll show the scammers, right? That's your solution. You got a spider problem in your house. Okay, you got a big beautiful house. You gonna burn the sucker down? Are you gonna move out your house, or are you just gonna deal with that specific problem in a smart, humane, logical way? No, let's cut funding. Have nothing to back it up with. Let's just cut it because there's a fraud problem. Whew. All right.
Going to cut a bunch of people who do rely on it, who aren't scammers or fraudsters.
We need to get them
That's
healthy.
just mathematically
we
true.
need to get them healthy. I focus on let's get the population healthy. We got a bunch of sick
Well, we're
people.
not going to do it by taking away their health care.
Well, let's put the money into
What?
fitness and health programs. I like that.
He's not doing that. He's
I like
giving it to
that.
rich people.
No, programs to get you healthy.
I
not
know.
heal you
One
after
way
you're
you can
sick.
stay-
Pause.
No.
This is the
Hey, he was about to roast. He was like, but Trump isn't doing that. Trump isn't funding clinics or hospitals to give people like, I don't know, some sort of a grant or something so they can join a gym or do, I don't know, nothing like that has been presented. Once again, this is the same guy who said that he has concepts of a plan when it comes to replacing Obamacare. Once again, it sounds good coming from a regular person, but that's not what Trump is doing. Not at all. So, hey, here we are. All right, let's go to the next point here, which is 1640. All right, be ready for this one. Oh my goodness. If you guys need to sit down before you listen to this, this will be the time to do so, okay? Let's listen.
We're out of time.
Okay. Good to say. My next claim is Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy.
All right, so just real quick, a threat to democracy. This is a few of my notes on why I believe someone like Trump is a threat to democracy. 1, undermining trust in elections, courts, and the media by calling them rigged or the enemies. That sounds pretty a dictator to me. 2, trying to weaken checks and balances by pressuring officials, judges, or agencies to show loyalty to him personally. That's like Trump's like patent move right there. Like, you can't argue that. That's what he's doing. 3, amplifying racial, political, or societal tensions to rally supporters and silence critics. Hey, I don't want to use the H word, but that's what Hitler did. He purposely turned the German people against the Jews in that exact same way. And that's why it was okay for him to murder millions of them while they sat back and did nothing, because he dehumanized them. He demonized them to a point to where they weren't human no more. Hey, let's learn some history. And then last but not least, rewarding personal loyalty instead of experience or expertise in government roles. That's how someone like Trump is a threat to democracy.
Hello.
Oh, get ready. Oh,
Luke.
Lori Mills.
Nice to meet you, Laura.
Well, why don't you say your prompt again? And I really want you to think about your prompt.
Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy. He doesn't respect elections. He doesn't respect the nonviolent principles of approaching our democratic process. Doesn't respect court rulings. Is degrading our democratic process in a lot of key ways.
Okay, so I want you to really think about what you're saying here. Mm-hmm. He's had 2 assassination attempts because of rhetoric that you're giving right now.
I disagree.
Charlie Kirk is dead because
horrible.
of rhetoric that you are stating right now. Don't you think it's time to take down the rhetoric?
Yeah, I think
little bit?
absolutely. And
hey, I wish Beasley would have been like, hey, tell your president that. He is still calling people the enemies of the country. He's still calling people poisoning the blood of this country. He's still using that rhetoric. Talk to your president first. Okay, my bad. Let's go.
I actually make an effort to lower the rhetoric, but me identifying someone's ideology and saying through peaceful means we should push back against someone's authoritarianism is exactly in line with peaceful principles. What happened to Charlie Kirk is an abandonment of all of the principles I hold dear. That was horrific. And so the way that we push back against authoritarianism, like for example, if we're saying political violence is wrong, and that's what I believe, and that's why I am horrified by what happened to Charlie Kirk, then is it not anti-democratic, not in the interest of a peaceful approach to a democratic process for Trump to pardon January 6ers?
Well, no, because a lot of
They were violent.
Not all.
No, specifically think about people who
Not
assaulted.
all. I have a friend.
No, I don't want to hear about your friend. I'm talking about specifically violent offenders.
Thank you. Please shut that up. I don't want to hear about your friend and what she ate for dinner and how, it blew up her, her arthritis. Like, no, I don't want to hear that. Okay. Stick to the subject.
I'm talking.
Daniel Rodriguez stun gunned an
Okay,
officer. He had a
okay,
heart
you guys
attack.
talk-
I'm asking, Is it correct that there were people who assaulted police officers violently who got pardons, and are you okay with that?
Yes, because their due process was violated when people.
It wasn't. They had their trial.
No, they didn't.
Had their whole due process.
People were-
Unlike the people that Trump is without
Again,
his due
are you
process.
going to let me speak?
I just
or
don't
are you just
appreciate
going
if
to
you're
talk
going to
over
avoid.
me? Let
I don't
me
feel
answer
like.
you.
Well, I actually believe that we should not be violent. It sounds
I
like you're
don't
okay
think
with
that-
some people who were violent.
No, I'm not.
Which scares me. I think
believe
that's
in
not
the
lowering the
Constitution
temperature.
of the United States, which says that you
We should
have
have
the
peaceful
right
transfer
to.
of power,
I
which
believe
Trump
that
tried
you
to
have a
overturn.
right to a quick and speedy trial. I believe when you weren't a nonviolent
People,
offender,
we're
you
not talking about them yet. We can get to that
yes,
if you'd
we
like
are. We're
to.
talking
You're
about
trying
it
to
as
avoid
a
the
whole.
question I brought up.
No, you're just
which is
trying
we
to
brought up
talk over
violence.
me to
No,
be right.
No, you brought up
because
violence.
You, want
You brought up
clickbait.
violence specifically.
No. Okay,
And
so
I'm
Ashley
saying,
Babbitt, let me ask
I
you.
would
Ashley
never, I
Babbitt
would,
is dead. Do you think a 5'1",
Wait,
100-pound girl?
I would love to get to Ashley Babbitt next and discuss that case. But you
You're
haven't
not letting
addressed.
me answer your question.
Well, because
so
you're
we're
not even
getting
trying to
there.
answer my question.
Yes, I am. Because
I'm
every
saying
time I
specifically.
start, people were thrown in jail for 4 years without
Trump,
a trial.
unlike-
Brady material
Trump,
was
unlike-
withheld
you see
in their
Okay.
trials.
It sounds like
How did Trump give them a pardon if they didn't have a trial? I don't know.
So
you aren't willing to acknowledge. It would
sounds
be
like
an
you're
hours
not
long,
willing to
hours long
acknowledge that
conversation.
people were
It would be an hours long
unfairly
conversation
mistreated.
if we want to get to each individual case.
And for
I'm
you to
saying
say, let's get
Trump
back to the
specifically
prompt.
pardoned. Yeah, the prompt is Trump is authoritarian threat to democracy.
Okay, so Joe
One of
Biden
the
pardoned
things-
murderers.
That's Joe Biden. I'm
You were
talking
okay
about,
with that?
He
You were okay with that?
wait,
With
I love
Pause.
he removed people off death row, which is different.
You've been voted out by the.
Oh my goodness. Oh. That's a lot right there. I would I would not be happy with myself if I had to sit across from that. For how long did they sit there? 4 or 5 minutes? Oh my goodness. Hey. But once again, when you are okay with Trump and his actions that are disproportionately targeting non-white people, you're okay with it. But when it targets, when the government, like January 6th, when it targets them, now we got a problem, right? I mean, we're not going to even talk about the due process or the lack of due process for immigrants or illegal immigrants or really anyone. I bet you my last dollar she is okay with that. But no, I guess they didn't have due process for people beating cops and smashing windows and getting into areas where they're not supposed to with weapons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's okay with her. All right, let's get to our last section here at 53:15. Hey, we got another crazy one. All right, so this one is Trump supporters are not patriotic. Now, this one right here, I was like, hey, Beasley, or not Beasley, yeah, Mr. Luke here is trying to get into a fight because telling this room full of Republican boomers that they're not patriotic is like calling them, non-Christians. Like, they will fight you for that. So I applaud him for going in there and telling them you guys are not patriotic. But to me, these are the top key things, at least to me, that make someone patriotic. Okay, one, believing the rights of all citizens to speak, vote, and live freely is central to loving one's country. Two, true patriotism means wanting your country to treat everyone fairly under the law, regardless of race, class, or background. We definitely know that it's not a thing today in the Republican Party. Last but not least, supporting and improving your nation through actions, voting, volunteering, holding leaders accountable, and helping your community shows genuine love for your country. Those are things that Republicans run away from. It's like garlic to a vampire. I don't know if that's a scientific thing, but I've seen it in movies. Okay, so there you go.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Rose. What's your
Rose.
name again? Luke.
Luke.
Nice to
What? My name's Luke, everybody.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So,
Oh wait.
what do you
Let
wanna
me
say?
start.
Go
Okay.
for it.
How do you define patriotism?
I think it's loving what our Constitution stands for, loving what our democratic principles should stand for, being opposed to authoritarian regimes abroad, not trying to cozy up to them or apologizing for them like what Trump does with Putin.
Okay, and that's it for patriotism, right?
Those are some key
your
parts of it.
ideology.
Yeah.
Okay, so my ideology is patriotism is about all of us coming together and stopping this constant discourse. Everybody's getting angry over just left
A
and
part of
left
America
and right.
is the argument. That's beautiful.
But there's no agreement. We should be working together. I think the thing I was watching.
So before she continues and gets even off the deep ends here, I understand that. We all need to find a way to come to a neutral agreement about some really basic things when it comes to the American experience. Okay, I understand that and I agree with that and I hope we can get there one day. But I would never compromise with a fascist. I would never compromise with a racist. I would never compromise with a bigot. I don't care. I'm not going to give no kudo points. I'm not going to say, oh, he did a good job. Like, no, you're racist. You're a fascist. You're a hateful person. You get zero respect from me. I'm sorry. You're less than a person when you reach that level to me. So she's like, hey, why can't we all just get along here? Your party elected this person here. And now you want us to what? Have a conversation about what? I'm confused here. But hey, we're all confused.
There's no agreement. We should be working together. I think the thing I was watching something, and there is an organization that wants us divided. They make a lot of money off of it. It's called
Fox
PSYOPs.
News. Oh, yeah.
So in order for the Americans to get back together, we have to stop all of this basic nonsense
Yeah.
and noise.
So, like, let me give you an example. I don't take every word that Biden or Kamala says as truth. Whereas it seems like, based on a lot of things y'all bring to this table, if Trump says, I brought $17 trillion, or if Trump says the election was stolen, or if Trump says it's okay to pardon the January 6ers, y'all just take it. You just totally believe it. And that makes it hard for us to come to some understanding because we're not debating over facts, but just what you heard from Trump. And I don't think believing him over the truth is very patriotic either.
So let me give you this. I used to be on your side.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Jesus Christ. I would have been like, ma'am, hey, please stop. Deal with what I just said to you. Like, and I wish, Beasley's a very friendly, loving guy. So, he's going to be smiling and turning red in the cheeks. I'm like, haha, you okay? I'm Luke, But like, hey, you guys are valuing a person over your country, a person over facts and data and history. You guys are losing sight of that for this one person. That is a problem. A patriotic person is going to put their country over a person. The basic fundamentals of what makes this country, at least on paper, great. That's where your loyalty is, not to a person. And that's essentially what Luke said. And she's like, let me tell you something here. Like, damn, man. Come on.
The truth is very patriotic either.
So let me give you this. I used to be on your side. Okay. I was, no thanks. I couldn't believe what I've seen under the Biden administration.
Like what?
I don't believe castrating children. I don't believe cutting off their breasts.
Yeah.
I don't believe in pronouns. I don't believe in that kind of cult ideology. You're turning, let me finish.
Okay.
So what Trump is doing now, Trump is doing now is trying to get us back to the America that we were proud of.
Yeah, so I don't see
Not this ideology that has
Okay.
nowhere.
So you were talking about the psyops. You know what's a psyop?
Yeah.
Is getting you this fixated on what is impacting an incy, tiny population. And
what do you mean?
Try to name what Biden
What do you mean
did.
by incy?
You were talking
wincy?
about the trans issue and
That's
pronouns.
one issue.
Biden, what did Biden do on that subject?
I don't know. What did he do? He did nothing.
Have you ever heard Biden ever be like, listen, folks, castrate your children? No. It's
No,
never
but
happened.
Kamala did.
And Kamala didn't either. She
Yes,
never
she did.
But I would like to point out to you, you're right now supporting a guy who has literally just signed into the law the greatest, which
And I don't know if you guys can see the fact check there, but it essentially says no Harris or Biden never supported a bill to do that to your kids. That is the thing. That is the culture war type of okey doke that they pull. You know, the boogeyman, like, oh my God, look what they're doing over there. Like, once again, when it comes to trans people, they make up less than 1% of Americans. No, they're not transing kids. Matt Walsh was on Joe Rogan and got exposed for that. Oh my God, there is millions of kids taking hormone blockers and this and surgeries. Oh my God. And when they pulled it up, at least that was like, what, 2 years ago? It was less than 5,000 kids in the past, like, decades. So this is not a pandemic. They're not transing all the kids. But propaganda will have you so focused on a group of people that make up less than 1% of the country, and as if that's the problem. What are we doing here? I ain't never met a trans person in my life. 9 times out of 10, you haven't. So how was these people the center of your political issues here? Once again, you got things kind of backwards, but that's them.
You're right now supporting a guy who has literally just signed into the law the greatest, which I don't see this as patriotic either, redistribution of wealth from the bottom to the top. It's like reverse Robin Hood. And while it is, look it up afterwards. While he's doing that, you can see, just since people are remembering, you can look at the independent analyses that show you how much wealth is gained by the top and how much is lost by the bottom. And while he's taking away our wealth, our well-being, making us pay more in tariffs, he promised to lower grocery prices on day one, such an old-fashioned word, groceries, he would say, and he didn't. They're going up, energy's going up. All these things are happening, but guess what he gets you to focus on?
And how long has he been in office?
3.5.
How long has he been in office?
3.5 trans people in East Maine.
How long has he been in office?
That's the psyop.
How long?
How long has he been in office? Yes, you are right. He's only been, well, depending on where you're watching this, 9 months. And he's already has destroyed a lot of this country's guardrails for dictators like that. Can we withstand another 3 years and 4 months and some change? Give or take a day or two, okay? But yeah, once again, that's all we're gonna cover. I'm not gonna watch the entire thing. I would literally like die a little bit on the inside, okay? That's going to take years off my life if I gotta keep hearing their nonsense. But that was the entire conversation in a nutshell. And we already know Jubilee has nothing to offer. They don't vet their people in regards to Republicans on the outside having the questions. No, these people don't know anything and they don't care. They just have their feelings and what they heard on Fox News. And if people who are having a conversation can't base their conversations on data that you can easily look up and then continue the conversation off that, if that's not there, then you're literally just wasting your time. And, hey, congratulations to Luke going on there and trying to teach them something, but I guarantee you, it didn't change none of their minds. But it is what it is.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy.